The broadcast you're about to hear is a special sports presentation brought to you by WPEX-FM 90.9.
Hey, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Welcome everybody to Miller Field. I'm John Hart, and I'm basically by myself, other than Jenny Hart running the switcher, and of course Heather Hart is going to be the action camera that's on top of the white elephant. Today's action is going against Pannells Logan and Eppes Supply. So folks, we're kind of getting things started, and Joe Jackson will be our umpire, and looks like the ball game is just about ready to begin on a windy Tuesday afternoon. Okay, starting pitcher for Pannells is going to be John Inge, and we're going to be checking that. Yeah, that's what we have here for Pannells. And, well, we'll just see what happens. Anyway, actually, Matthew Hart has been kind of coaching this kid a little bit during the last 2 weeks. Well, let's see what he can do. Here comes now the windup and the pitch. First pitch will be a little bit low, being there for ball 1. Pannells has had a little rough time on their pitching squad. Has come along in the last couple of weeks. Actually, they had some problems, and now in the last game they did very, very well against Dunright. In fact, they won a commanding victory. Here comes the next pitch, and a hard hit ball to the shortstop. His throw is not in time, and the first runner, which is I believe is Morrison, and Atkins will be up next for Eppes Supply. Eppes got a runner on first base. Infield is playing in, and here comes Atkins up. Here comes now the pitch. Now from in the stretch position, runner on first base for Eppes Supply. Here we go. Here's the first pitch, and it's going to be foul ball almost in front of our broadcast booth. And I'll be there for strike number 1. So no balls and 1 strike. As that goes, wind's blowing as you can hear it through our microphones here at Miller Field. Here comes now the wind up. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be another foul, now being there for strike number 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Outfield is still playing very shallow, actually. And actually so is the infield for that matter. Here comes now the pitch. The wind up. He looks and aims and fires, and looks like it's almost a changeup. Runner will go down to second base, easily gets it. Now being there for ball number 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes now is the count. 1 and 2 is the count. Nothing is the score here at the top of the first. So here comes now the pitch. Here comes the wind-up and delivery. This one's going to be high for ball 2. The runner is going to go down to third base. And with no outs, here comes Eppes Supply with a runner in scoring position. So Eppes Supply threatening to take a quick lead here at the top of the first. Here comes now the pitch. Wind up. Here's the delivery. And as you can see, Joe Jackson says strike number 3. And that will take out Atkins, and coming up is Tyler Bum. Tyler Bum is a good hitter. Here comes now with the pitch. Here comes the wind-up. Here comes the throw. Swing and a miss in there for strike 1. I'm not so sure if number 13, that don't look like Tom Inge. Maybe Jenny knows him. You know that number 13 out there that's pitching? No, he don't look like Tom Inge. Well, anyway, no balls and one strike. Here comes the next pitch. And that's a little bit low, and that's being there for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, like I said, Matthew Hart, which is one of the best pitchers in the league, in the major leagues, have been kind of coaching this kid during the last week or so, during some of the practice. Now the kid winds up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside. Runner will remain at third base, and that's in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. I want to make a correction. Ray Dotson is the starting pitcher for Pannells. And here comes the next thing. I can whiz that one down there, ball 3, but he had a lot of heat on that one. And that'll be in there for ball number 3, 3 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Pannells hate to put another runner on, especially base on balls, but here comes the pitch. That one's going to be way outside, and this runner will probably just take off down to second base, and there he goes. Wants somebody to throw it down second base and hopes they can get a bad throw or something, but Pannells doesn't bite. And with 1 out, we got runners on second and third. Now here comes now the pitch. Dotson winds up and delivers way outside, ball 1. This will be first of 2 games coming up. Next game will be Rotary and Chamber. We'll be battling it out. Third time this year that they have met. And that one was zipped down there for strike number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners on second, runners on third. Here comes now the pitch. This is Evan. Having a little hard time reading. Evan Downey, I believe it's correct. And Hunter Morgan will be up on deck. And now everybody just kind of backs off for a few seconds. And the reason that's happening is because the catcher is having a little bit of equipment problem. Sometimes them clips on the knee pads come loose, whatever, and they need to get all that fixed up. So 1 strike, 1 ball, and 1 out. And we're here at the top of the first. Nothing is a score, but Eppes Supply is threatening. Joe Jackson comes over at the plate, and he kind of cleans it up with that whisk broom he's got. And still, manager Tom and still working on him a little bit, trying to get all that equipment fixed up right. And it looks like he's doing pretty good. He's getting his glove and now putting it back on, so we're going to be resuming play. That gave the time for the outfield to join the pitcher just for a few minutes to kind of confirm and consult a little bit. And now we're going to resume play. Here comes Dodson now with the windup. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be a little bit low, not being there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count with 1 out. Runners on second and third here, top of the first. Here comes now the next pitch. And, oh, what a beautiful pitch by Dotson. That went right in there for strike number 2. And now the count goes 2-2. Here at Miller Field on a windy Tuesday afternoon. Here comes the next pitch from Dodson. He tries a bunt, and see what they're going to rule on this one. It looks like it may have hit him in the arm. He tried to reach out there and bunt the ball, so I don't know if they're going to allow him to take the base or not. And we shall see. Well, it looks like they're going to let him take the base, and I'm glad he's okay. He kind of reached out there, looked like he was going to bunt and hit him right in the forearm there. But tough kid, and he's all right. That should bring up, I believe this is McKeeler Elvis. Oh, Hunter's on deck. McKeeler's on deck, so Hunter's up. Here comes now the pitch. Dodson looked with bases loaded. Here comes now the pitch with 1 out, and that's a little bit outside. I'll be in there for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. in this league, you never can tell. Sometimes you can get 2, 3, 4 runs ahead and then ends up a big comeback. Here comes the next pitch. This one's going to be high, ball 2. And suddenly, Pannells is in danger of maybe walking a run in on base on balls. Yeah, you hear the wind blowing again. Here's Dodson with the delivery. And that's going to be in there for ball 3. 3 balls and no strike. That was a little bit closer, though. But it was a little bit high, kind of at the chin level. Now be in there for ball number 3. Here comes now the pitch. This one's a swing and a miss. Wanted to go for that one real hard. He swung and missed, didn't get anything there. Now bring up the first strike on him. 1 out with bases loaded. Dodson now looks, winds up. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be high once again. And that's going to walk a run in. So already it's F Supply 1 and Pannells nothing. And Caleb is up. She is the only girl, by the way, that's playing in the minor leagues. And the manager will come out and talk to Caleb, just to telling her what to do. Don't let this girl fool you. She can hit. We've seen it in the last game when they played. I think they played against Dunright, but she came around with the bat pretty good and actually got a base hit. Meantime, Tom Inge, manager of Pannells, comes out and talks to Dodson. Dodson is just barely missing, by the way. He hasn't thrown really, really bad balls. It's just that he hasn't hit that old strike zone quite yet. But he hasn't been throwing a while either. Joe Jackson over there with McCaleb, trying to tie that old shoe up. Sometimes them shoes can be something to tie. Especially if they got it wrapped around some fancy tie where they wrap around the ankles and everything else. Well, everybody's going to try to choke up. Well, let's see. McCaleb is up. Bases loaded, and they got 1 out. 1-0 right now. Eppes Supply leading Pannells. All right, here comes Dodson now. Looks in now. He takes aim. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be actually in there for a ball, but boy, that was getting close. And here comes my color commentary. Just walked in. Welcome, Barrymore. Here comes now the next pitch. Bases loaded. Here comes the release. And that's going to be in there for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. And good afternoon, Barry.
Good afternoon. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, we're just getting started. 1-0 here. Folks, if y'all just tuned in, 1 strike and 1 ball with 1 out. And the wind is really blowing up a storm. Actually coming out of the south. Here comes now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
As long as we don't get in like we got Saturday, we'll be all right, I suppose.
Well, you know,
They had terrible storms over in South Hill.
2-1 now is the count with 1 out. 1-0 now. Eppes Supply leading. Here comes the pitch. And that was way inside to McCaleb. Now it'll be 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, I'll tell you, earlier today when we were setting up the White Elephant, my tent blew off again.
Good Lord.
We got like big gusts that we're getting now.
Yeah. It's been terrible.
So that noise you're hearing, folks, is the noise from the crowd mic that we have out there. Here comes now the pitch. Way high once again. And McCaleb will get on first base. That will walk a run in. And that's going to bring them 2-0.
2-0. Michaela. Only girl in the Dixie Youth Blackstone area this year.
Like I was telling people earlier, don't let that fool you.
No.
She's a good player.
She is a good player. Good girl. 3rd grader from Blackstone Primary.
Well, that's right. Since you do teaching there.
Yeah, pretty much know all of them.
So that will bring up, let's see, Caleb, where is that at? No, let's see. You can try to find it. It's hard to read.
That will bring up Hunter Russell.
So already, Eppes Supply has almost batted through their entire batting order. They still only got one out. Bases loaded. Here comes the pitch. And Dodson throws this one a little bit high in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Barry Moore is kind of looking and kind of going over with some ink there so we can see it.
Yeah.
Here comes now the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's in there for strike number 2. 2-2 now is the count. Like I said, bases loaded. Dodson now, look, winds up. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. And that'll be strikeout. And that'll bring up the second out, if I'm not mistaken.
That's going to bring up William Foster.
So Foster's going to try his luck. And nothing more that Pannells would like is to go ahead and send this one out of there and save 3 runs that are on the bases right now. So Dodson looks, now holds up a little bit. Joe Jackson, the umpire, he's out there looking at, I don't know, he looks like he's working on that old batting glove of Foster's. Here comes the coach out there to kind of take a second look too.
I'll be right with you. I'm trying to get the last name here down.
That's all right. Well, everybody goes back to their respectful position. Here comes Dodson. He'll be pitching from the wind-up position. He looks, fires, and it's going to be way high. Ball number 1. Everybody will stay put. Nobody will steal at this point. Eppes Supply enjoying a 2-0 lead. But as we all have seen so many times, 3-0 is nothing in this minor league.
No, it's not.
Here comes now the pitch outside once again. And now
Everybody's
going to score it. It's going to get him. No, he doesn't. He is safe. Now bring in run number 3.
Number 3. 3 runs in.
What happened was that was just a wild pitch a little bit outside. Catcher couldn't get a hold of it, and in came the third base runner, came right on in. So good base running by the third base runner, which gives Eppes Supply now a 3-0 lead.
And 2 still on the base paths, but there's 2 outs.
Here comes now Dodson, look, and here comes the pitch. Nice pitch in there for strike number 1. I think that's strike number 1, isn't it? Or that's strike number 1.
2 balls.
And that's 2 balls and 1 strike.
2 outs.
Every time those guys steal bases, I think they've got a new batter up for some reason. Although I know better. Here comes the next pitch.
Way
and
high.
That one went sky high. And Foster would he'd have to get a step ladder to hit that one. That one was pretty high.
That was high enough that they will lay off of. That was really, really high.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch now from Dodson.
He steps out.
And that one was very close. Not close enough that's only in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right.
Ends up loading up the bases once again. We want to say hello to our listeners out there today that are in www.wpexonline.com on the internet. Here comes now the next pitch. Way low. It'll be in there for ball 1.
Nick Worley.
So we'll see what Nick Worley's got. Clay's going to be up next right after that. He's on deck. And Eppes Supply, top of the first inning, 3-0. Runners on first, second, and third. Bases are all loaded up. Here comes the next pitch, way high. And here comes the runner. They're going to try to get him.
Another run will score, and the ball is still in play, and he's still looking for it. But
yeah, I'll bring up 4-0. And once again, I tell you, Barry, the walks have got him in trouble.
The walks will kill you in every aspect of the game in baseball, from the minor leagues on up to the show.
Yep.
This is Derek Craig Jr. I don't know this young man. He must be new this year.
Here comes Dodson with the pitch, and he had to almost do a backwards flip to get out of that one. That one came in there right behind him in there for ball number 1. So 1 ball and no strikes, although the scoreboard says 3 balls. Here comes now the next pitch.
That's high as
That
well.
one's going to be in there. Believe it or not, they call that one a strike.
Speed. Yeah.
Well, is this 3 balls and 1 strike? That's what they got up on the scoreboard, but I don't know if I trust that or not. Well, here comes Dodson.
We'll find out here.
Well, that's going to be in there for strike number 2. We won't find out yet. All right, big pitch here.
Must be, because that's still Nick Worley at the plate. So.
Here comes now the pitch. And this one's going to be ball 4.
So
There comes another run, and they will. And he's safe. Runner will steal and go to second base. Or just keep right on going. I guess it's not a real steal because the ball's still in play. So runners on second, runners on third base. Now it's 5-0 here, top of the first. One more run that will come in, and they will change sides.
For the 6-run rule.
And the wind blows once again.
Once again, blowing hard there.
Well, it looks like that. I don't know if he got hit with the ball or maybe the bat came around and.
That's probably, well, he's walking, so.
Yeah, but he's not very happy about it. You know, he's kind of limping a little bit. He's starting to sure up a little bit now.
Probably when he came in home, he just came in a little too hard.
Well, it gets pretty crowded at home plate when you're running in, you know.
The pitcher was there, the catcher was there, the umpire was there, and he was there, so it's kind of filled up there.
I think we got a new batter up now. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1.
This is Momo. Looks like Momo anyway.
It is Momo Morrison.
And he can motor, buddy. I would dare say he's probably the fastest player in the minor leagues.
Absolutely. And he had to be pretty fast to get rid of that one. That one came in and almost kind of moved them off out of the batter's box. Joe Jackson come up and pats him on that big helmet there and say, hey, that was close, you know. But that's 2 balls and no strikes now to Momo Morrison. 5-0 here at the top of the first. Here comes the pitch. Dodson looked from the stretch position. Shoots that one down here for strike 1.
Pretty pitch.
2 balls and 1 strike. And the outfield is just kind of out there waiting. So I hope something does happen for we won't get too bored.
Not much going on in the outfield, that's for sure.
2 balls, 1 strike. Here's delivery, way low, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike.
This is the top of the order, so that means regardless, Ben Atkins is on deck. And he has been crushing the ball this year. I mean, absolutely crushing it.
Well, this one's going to be way high to Momo. And Momo's going to motorboat right on down to the first base.
And that loads him up again.
The bad news is, the good news is they got a runner. They got Momo on first base. The bad news is they got 2 other runners in front of them, so they can't go but so
fast.
That's right.
You know. But all they're concerned about is that runner at third, because if that one scores, that will end the inning for them with the 6-run rule.
I think Dodson says, that'd be all right by me right now. What's one more run at this point?
That's right.
Here comes now next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. What brings the count to 1-1 with 2 outs?
Beautiful day other than the wind, though. I'm going to tell you, 80 degrees.
We got it about, actually it was about 85, 86. Here comes the run that's going to come in. They're going to.
Good job.
And he's going to be. Is he going to be out? He is out. So, as.
Well, it saves the 6th run anyway, but it is the 3rd out regardless. So.
Well, you know what? It might be that he was safe, got the run in, and they have to switch sides anyway.
Well,
as we go into the bottom of the first.
Bottom of the first.
It's 6-0 in favor of Eppes Supplies. We shall be back right after this from Accounting Surgeons.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile. Located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge, and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Back here at Miller Field, I'm John Hart along with Barry Moore on a windy Tuesday afternoon. Bottom of this first as we go to right now, and it's 6-0, and Eppes Supply has a nice lead. Wanted to say hello to my son Robbie. He is in California, listening to us as we talk.
Wow.
Well, Eppes Supply, as one thing they have done very well. They've had Tyler White. He will start out pitching, and he has been just absolutely wonderful. And I'm probably already, and we haven't even got the season going yet, but they're probably already looking for him as all-stars coming up.
Well, if he doesn't, I don't know who will be. Without a doubt, the best pitcher in the minor leagues this year. And it doesn't hurt that he's got the team behind him, too, because Tyler Bourne is also a great catcher. They usually pitch and catch and switch out when they – so without those two, well, they're very strong.
Ryan Harvey.
1 and 2 combination is hard to beat and they haven't been beat this year, I might add. So
first pitch to Ryan Harvey is going to be in there for strike number 1. And Tyler starts off very well, as we were talking about. Kind of a light crowd here. No balls in 1 strike. And this is a hard hit ball. This will go to second base. A nice grab, a nice play to first base. And that was a nice play.
Good defensive play.
Yeah, beautiful defensive play for the first out.
That brings up a Raw Walker, the catcher.
Good job, Evan. Benjamin.
Raw Walker can put some bat on the ball, too.
Yeah.
Yep, we've seen him when they played against Dunright. He had a good game. Let's see what he can do against now the mighty Tyler White. He looks from the stretch position and winds up. This one's going to be almost into the dirt in front of home plate for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Nobody on base per Pannells, but they need to get something going as they
need to get something here.
Yep. And that one's going to be a foul back. That'll be an there for strike number 1. I hate when that happens. When I was used to play ball and I get really revved up and ready to hit the ball, and I come and check swing and the daggone ball somehow hit that bat.
That's about right.
Tyler now looks, winds up. Here comes now the pitch. And, wow, in there for strike number 2. And he just kind of threw that one overhead and snapped that wrist. And a nice pitch by Tyler White from Eppes Supply. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out now. Here at Miller Field, here comes now the pitch. And strike number 3.
Struck him out.
So that's going to be strikeout number 1. So Tyler gets his first strikeout, and that's going to be bring up
Mr. Rayshawn Dotson.
Yep.
His adversary on the mound tonight. Ooh.
And that one almost
got him.
He got a shave there on the legs. That ball came screaming in a little bit inside. He had to jump out of the way. Well, I'll be good for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. No runners on base. And this one's going to be a ball right up in front of our broadcasting booth. I think look, I was hitting on right for us.
I telling you it did.
By the way, this glass that's in front of us is supposed to be baseball proof.
Okay.
Of course, I wouldn't. I'm going to flinch if it ever hits, but
okay.
1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs.
Baseball proof, all right. I've heard of bulletproof glass, but baseball proof.
Here comes now the pitch to Roshaw. This one's way a little bit
low.
Now bring the count 2 balls and 1 strike.
And they've got to get something from the top of this order because 6 runs rule. They got to get something to get.
Well, that one gave him a shave there.
Just to keep them in contention because that dreaded 10-run rule is in effect. If they go through the order and they went just about went past the order.
Yeah, they went through the entire order the last time that they're up the bat. Here comes now the pitch. They wind up. Here comes the delivery. Hard hit ball, and that's going to go through everybody. The center fielder, he will get it. That kind of stops the runner or the batter.
Nice hit though.
Yeah,
hit
Dodson
hard.
at first base.
Went right up the middle. Brings up John Thomas Inge.
Let's see what Mr. Inge can do.
Left-hander.
Tyler will still remain in the stretch for Eppes Supply on the mound. He looks and now takes aim, winds up, throws the ball. That ball's going to be high.
Dodson flirts with going, but comes on back.
I'll tell you what, he's a big boy, but he's quick. Yeah, he's still quick. He's a lot like Matthew. He's big, but he's also extremely quick as well. Here comes now the pitch to wind up. Swing, and a big swing and a big miss. And
Tyler Bowman is keeping the ball back to the pitcher rather quickly, so nobody is advancing. Like I said, that Tyler and Tyler connection is working well for Eppes Supply again, as usual.
Here comes now the pitch. That'll be 3
balls.
I thought it was 3 balls.
2 balls.
They got 2 balls and 1 strike up there. I thought it was 3. Let's say it's 2 and 1 until it changes, though. Runner on first base for Eppes Supply. Now, here comes now the pitch. Delivery is a nice one. Strike number 2. And Dodson still takes that big lead. He feels that he's quick enough that he can get back, and they're not going to chance throwing it to him anyway.
As long-legged as he is, he don't have to go back too quick. So he's a very tall kid.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch, and
there
he goes down first base, and he's going to make it easy. He stands right up, and Eppes Supply is not going to try throwing him out. And that brings up 3 balls and 2 strikes.
But they finally got a runner in scoring position.
But they got 2 outs.
Yeah. I have a feeling he's going to be motoring here.
Tyler looks, takes aim, and out. Here comes the delivery. Strike number 3 and got him.
Struck him out.
And now we'll go to the top of the second. It's 6-0 in favor of Eppes Supply and some great pitching. We're going to be right back right after this.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
What does your world sound like? That's geography. The music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
Well, you know, funny thing, we were just talking about our glass being ball-proof, you know, And sure enough,
There
Bobby,
it was.
if you're out there listening, I wanted to say the white elephant glass is ball-proof. We just got hit by one. Matt Hart will make the big play of the day and try to get that ball that's halfway underneath the trailer.
There we go.
Gives it back to the coach. It's 6-0. Eppes Supply got a commanding lead so far over the Pannells Logging. And he's under some great pitching basically by Tyler White, and that's really no surprise.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change for Pannells.
It looks like Engine.
John Thomas Inge. He prides himself as having the best hair in the league, and he's no hat wearing as usual as tonight. You better get over that, though, because if they go to All-Stars, they got to wear that cap out there.
Yeah, where is his cap?
I don't know. He don't wear one.
I tell you what, man. The wind is just weird. It's wind is blowing.
Oh, there's his hat. He put it on now.
Oh, he finally put.
He finally gets
Let me tell you one thing. Joe Jackson, now umpire, always gotten on Matthew Hart about tucking his shirt in.
Right.
And during fall ball, they're lax with the rules a little bit, but I'll tell you what, man. Joe Jackson said, Matt, you tuck your shirt tail in, or either you go sit on the bench.
Wow.
Matt gets up there and he tucks it in, tightens his belt up a little bit.
Well, that's actually the rule in schools, too. They have to tuck them in school, so. Coach Tom Inge out there giving his son some advice before he I don't believe I've ever seen John Thomas pitch before.
All right, let's see who we have up now.
They'll have, it's going to be.
And this one, anyway,
I
the
think
pitch is going to be foul back. Number 13. Did
That
they have numbers
is
by him?
Brian. No, it should be Ben Atkinson. Ben Atkins.
Okay. Here comes Benj with the next pitch. That one's going to go to third base. Will he make it in time? No, it comes out of his glove. He had a chance. But when he picked it up, the ball just didn't have enough grip in the glove and it fell down on the ground, and the runner will be first on first.
And that's a prime example of never stop running. Once you hit it, regardless, you hustle on down to first base because you never know. And that will bring up Tyler Borum.
That first one's going to be in there for ball number 1.
John Thomas on the mound.
So Thomas, now let's see, Joe Jackson kind of stops everything. He's our umpire. He'll be umpiring today's game, and of course the game after this one, which will be Chamber and the Lions that will battle it out. I mean, I'm Chamber and Rotary that will be battling it out. Excuse me.
All right.
Here comes now the pitch from Inge. This one's going to be sky high. Runner will go to second base, and they're going to try to get him, and they got him. He is out of there. Well, that worked everything in slow motion, it seems. Oh, my goodness sakes. I mean, I thought he was going to be an easy stand-up, and all of a sudden I see the ball coming back there, and the second baseman happened to be in a great position and was able to tag him out. Well, that brings up the first out. Here comes down the pitch. Hard hit ball to third base. This time he grabs it. Will he get it? He will. Out. He's got it.
He got
nice play by the first baseman. The ball
had to get off the bag and came back in, got back in time.
The ball was thrown off, and he was able to get back and it was close. But
it was close.
Good call by the umpire, Joe Jackson.
This is Tyler White, the pitcher.
That'll bring up the second out, and more importantly, it clears the bases. Here comes Inge now, winds up. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 1.
Tyler White.
Well, that little bit of good play, that brings the crowd up a little bit here we at the top of the second.
That was a good play. It really was. Third baseman getting a workout over there.
Yep, here comes the next pitch. That's in there for ball number 2. Again, the biggest thing is got to get those pitches across the plate. Don't worry about the corners. Don't worry about nothing. Just get the ball over the plate. Make them swing at it.
Like I said, this is the first time that Inge has pitched. So, I mean, it's just... And they're probably trying to find a pitcher because let's face it, pitching is everything. It's like real estate. It's location.
Here comes a pitch. That'll be in there for strike one. The ball before that was a ball, so the count was 3-1 now is the count. 2 outs. It's 6-0. Epps Supply leading here at the bottom of the second. So this is Inch first time pitching, I believe.
I've never seen him pitch before.
Yeah, it's the first time he
usually plays first base.
Let's hope he can get that thing across the plate. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Doesn't have a bad form.
Yeah.
It's but you just don't go up there and start pitching overnight. I mean, it's and you would know because, you're coaching the team and it's fortunate enough y'all have some great pitching on y'all's team.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes now the pitch. And that was strike number 3. And that ball came across, looked like it was going to drop very, very quick, and it just didn't. And I thought that was...
He walked
wait
him.
a minute, was that walk?
Yes, he walked him, yes. Walked Mr.
I thought that was strike number 3. Boy, that looked good from here.
It looked from here, but we're not calling him, so.
No,
there he goes. He's going down to second.
He's motoring down second base. He will pick up the steal from second. They got 2 outs with ball 1 and no strikes now. And this is Downey.
Evan Downey, yes. Yep. Evan Downey. Tyler White on second.
And now catcher's going to call timeout. They're going to look like they were going to change pitcher's mitts.
There's 2 outs up on his scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they got 2 outs.
Yeah.
Well, we were surprised that is the walk on Tyler White. Get that full count. Here comes the next pitch. Way low. Ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think Mr. Inge thought he had struck him out too. He's looking for the first strikeout of his career.
So 2 balls and no strike with 2 outs. Here at the top of the second. Here comes now the pitch. Way high, and that's going to be in there for ball number 3.
Mr. Inge will start bending his back a little bit. That ball will go on down. Need to come on over with that pitch.
3 balls and no strikes, 0 strikes. Ben Inge Wild winds up, looks, and outside as the wind blows. And that will bring up another walk, and that puts runners on first and second.
Hunter Morgan.
Let's see what Hunter can do. Here comes now the pitch. And way high, ball 1. Well, the thing is, when you only got 1 pitcher, you can only pitch with so many innings.
That's right. What, 6 innings a week, I believe.
Yep. So Tom may have pulled him out to try to pitch him for the other game, done right. But you might be more evenly matched. And you say, hey, there's no sense in... Anyway, big swing and a miss, strike number 1. But, if you got to have supplies so far as the best team in the league, in the minor leagues.
Without a doubt.
We got a lot of talented little players on there.
Well, they got most of their players back. And that, when you got a bunch of players back from last year, and they took their lumps last year. I mean, it's not like, they know. I mean, playing together is what makes you better.
He pitched that one in there for another ball. That brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike, by the way. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. And that's high again. There goes Tyler White down third base. The third baseman drops it, but a good backup, and White will stay right where he's at. And 3 balls and 1 strike. And the batter, if he walks, he'll have to stay because he got to run out, load the bases up.
That's right.
I was going to say he's going to motor on down to second base, but nope, no can do.
No can do.
3 ball and 1 strike here. Top of the second. Here comes now the wind-up from Inge. Delivers. And that was in there for strike number 2, and that full count.
Full count.
If he can just pitch like that would make things a lot more interesting. And if they hit the ball, so what? Let your infield do the work.
His infield has done a great job.
Swing and a miss, strike number 3.
And he got him out.
Yep, and that will retire the side. Well, nobody really scores on that one. And it's still 6-0 in favor of Eppes Supply over Pannells. We will be back right after this.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
What does your world sound like? That's geography, the music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
Back here at Miller Field, I'm John Hart along with Barry Moore, and Barry, looks like we have a pitching change.
Yeah, Tyler Bourne will go to the mound for Eppes. Number 23, I'm trying to see Tyler White dead, but he goes to catch. So they keep the same battery in effect, just going to reverse places. And that's been their story all year. I mean, Tyler White says, I'll pitch a while and you catch, and you come in and pitch and I'll catch. And so far it's worked lovely for them because, like I said, they're undefeated in sole possession of first place here in the Blackstone minor league system.
Well, we're going to the bottom of the second, and Pannells needs to get them bats answering to this 6-0 lead with Eppes that has done not only so well on the defense, has done a terrific job also at the bat. Well, I say because they got a lot of walks is one of the reasons they got so many in. That's still the name of the game.
But the second baseman, Brian Pettis, is up, and he's going to try to change that here. And with a new pitcher, you don't never know. But Tyler Bourne is a right good pitcher as well. I remember last year he struck out like 11 in one game. You know, that's unheard of. 11. They got 11. Yeah. Something like that. He accounted for just about every out. It wasn't a very close game. It's one of those kind of a lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. But Tyler Bourne, the youngest of the Bourne brothers. Of course, Fletcher and what's the other one's name?
Well, we got. I might let you and actually say another announcer might come in and help us out a little bit. You may be running play-by-play a little bit. We hear a lot of dings in the bat, but that will be the Major League warming up for the game's doubleheader, which is going to be Chamber and Rotary. That's going to be going at it. Okay, who's going to be up, Barry?
Brian Pettis is going to start things off, second baseman.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what Tyler can do. He looks and winds up, throws the ball, and he hits him, and he's got the old hurt elbow.
About a pitch.
He's going to first base. He's going to have to kind of shake that one off a little bit. And Pannell's got a runner on first base. In fact, I think it's their first leadoff runner.
Yes, it is. Brings up Jeremiah Morgan, the shortstop. The middle infielders here starting things off for him.
Here comes now Tyler. Pitch.
Pitch from Tyler Bourne is
swung
and a miss.
Tyler, I said Tyler, and I thought White. I said, wait a minute, he's not on base.
Too many Tylers.
Too many Tyler. Anyway, Bourne will go ahead, and that will be in there for ball one. Here comes the next pitch. And that's going to be in there for strike number one. No balls and one strike, or 1 ball and 1 strike.
Actually, I think it's 2 strikes because he swung at the first one.
Okay.
But
Never believe the scoreboard. And we don't have Robbie's stat computer going today since he is in California. Here comes down the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 3, and you're right. That will be that 3rd strike. Yeah.
And that brings up Dale Bingham, the left fielder.
Runner still stranded at first base right now for Pannells Logan. Here comes down
Bingham.
Tyler Bone with the pitch. He looks, throws, and actually a nice pitch right in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Here goes the pitch. They got him in a pickle. He slides in there in a cloud of dust, and now he's going to run to third base.
Yeah, he may, he stays.
And that one gets away from him, and he's going to try going on home. And he will make it. He will definitely
Standing
make
up made it. Yes, sir.
And guess what? Purnell cuts it down to 5 runs.
There you go. And that first one's hard to come by, but that's the one he needs to get things started. So who knows?
And now the manager of Eppes Supply will call timeout and go out there to Tyler and talk to him a little bit. But, you know.
Calm him down, I'm sure. Just nothing much going on. That's just 1 run in the grand scheme of things. But he doesn't want to, just tell him to calm him down.
Well, great time to bring Tyler in. I mean,
Right.
you're up 6-0. You probably want to save your best pitcher for another game later on this week.
Right.
And at the same time, you get some of your younger players that you want to see actually pitch.
Right.
Give some pitching experience, see how he does under a little pressure.
And like I say, they are in first place, so they've got the luxury of trying a few things out, so.
And Tyler, of course, will remain in there. Actually, the whole team came in for a conference on that one.
Meeting of the mind, so to speak.
Eppes Supply outfielders are playing sort of back. They're not really paying close. So is the outfield.
This is Bingham.
Here comes down the pitch from Tyler. For Eppes Supply, big swing and a miss being there for strike number 1.
Went to the fence, but nobody's on, so no problem there. Just relax, throw to the mitt, what they're trying to say.
No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Tyler now looks with an 0-1 pitch. Here comes the pitch. Had a lot on it, but it was way high in there for ball 1.
Up in his eyes, so to speak.
They got on the board. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. And let's see. Here comes now the pitch. Winds up and lets it go. And that's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2-2 now goes to account. And the scoreboard is right. We got 1 out. It's 6-1 now. Right here at the bottom of the 2nd. Tyler looks. Winds up. Here comes the pitch. That one is going to be high for ball 3. And that brings the count up to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So at least the bases are clear. Don't have a for Eppes Supply.
Right.
You got like 1 important out. Here comes down the next pitch. And a hard hit ball. And that one's going to go all the way to the fence.
Great.
He will pass second. Now he's going to second base. And he will hold up. And he's going to try to go to third base.
There's the play.
And they're going to try to run it out. And they do get him. Well.
How about that?
What happened there? Was that bad? A bad choice to send him, or did he actually go on his own?
I think he went on his own, but I mean, he hit it to the wall, and it was a beautiful hit.
Yep, a beautiful hit. It's kind of got nullified up, unfortunately, because he tried to get extra. That brings up 2 outs and nobody on base.
And Harrison ends, and they needed that run. I mean, because they're going into the bottom of the order here, and anything can happen. And like I said, does count as a double, but it was a fine hit.
1 ball and no strikes now. Tyler looks, winds up, throws it, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
On Harrison. Super subbing tonight. He's also the younger brother of John Thomas. Both of them left-handers. We're batting left-handed anyway.
Tyler now winds up. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So Pannells has missed a fantastic opportunity with one out, and they the guy got a great hit all the way to the fence and tried to take that extra base, and that one's going to be in there for for ball 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tried to take that one extra base, and he knew it. As soon as he saw it, then he couldn't get back to second in time. That was it. Couldn't turn around.
But credit the defense of Eppes, because they had people over there in case of a pass ball. I believe they would have got him even had the third baseman missed it, because they had 2 people up there backing up.
Well,
and that'll end the inning.
Yep, he broke the plane trying to hit it, and that will bring up the third strike and final out. And as we go to the top of the third inning, folks, it is 6-1. We shall be back right after this.
What does your world sound like? That's geography. The music of the world around you. Geography is people, places, environments, and economics. Geography gives us the framework for understanding our world. But sadly, our kids aren't getting enough of it. Half can't locate economic powers like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
Breaks make more friends and express their individuality. When they learn to play some music, act or paint or dance or write creatively.
Hot from the toaster and filled with the essential creative thinking skills of an 18th century musical genius, Mozart Toasties are an important part of an arts-healthy childhood. Studies show that involvement in the arts helps kids increase test scores and promotes academic achievement. Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org. The arts. Ask for more. Brought to you by Americans for the Arts, the NAM Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Back here at Miller Field, I'm John Hart along with Barry Moore, and we're looking at a 6-1 ball game so far. And I think Barry, we're going to kind of get you warmed up and go and let you start doing some play-by-play here.
That'd be great. All right. Coach Inge out on the mound trying to talk John Thomas in. That brings up, leading off here will be Michaela Alvis.
We talked about her earlier.
Yeah. Takes a strike. 1 strike to Michaela. Mr. Inge. He gets set. Here's the pitch. High in her eye is going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Michaela. Here in the top of the third.
And yeah, being the only girl, in the league, you want to see her really hit something. Just say, hey, girls can hit, which I know they can. She can especially.
Yeah, she can. She played, actually, I think she played football as well. 2 balls, 1 strike to Michaela.
Two balls and 1 strike is the count.
Mr. Inge gets set. 3 balls, 1 strike to Michaela. Hits the dirt off her cleats there with that lime green bat.
Ben needs to kind of get a little bit more of a straight line in that thing, get that thing across the strike zone.
If he bends his back, here's the pitch. Pretty.
Like that.
Like that. Of course, she was taken all the way, I believe, so. And he looked like he took a little off of it, and that's what most of them need to do, just throw the ball to the catcher.
Well, I'll bring up full count.
All right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and there's the pitch, and that's going to be outside to Michaela, and she's going to hustle on down to first for a base on balls, and that's going to bring up Hunter Russell. Hunter Russell another left-handed batter. God, they got a lot of left-handers out there tonight.
And one thing that sometimes can mess a pitcher up is you get a bunch of left-handed batters against you.
That's right. Mr. Inge set the pitch here. That one is way high, but it's caught by the catcher, and it keeps the Michaela on first. But she was thinking about it.
Man, she took about a 10-foot lead there, and then got back.
One ball. That's going to be high too. Ball 2.
One of the things that Pannells don't want to start doing now is starting to load up the bases.
No, certainly not. Swing and a miss. I think it's 2 balls and 1 strike, but there's 1 ball and 1 strike on the scoreboard, so we'll have to wait and see. Mr. Inge is set. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That I do know.
Hearing all that wind in our microphone, the appearance of wind comes up. The next pitch is in there. Looked like a ball to me. Here it is. Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him.
Yeah, and an important that's that first out, and you only got 1 runner on the base, so now you can even set up a possible double play if possible. Play will be at second base, folks.
This is William Foster. Kayla bouncing off.
It brings the count 1 ball and no strikes.
Make that nice ball, and Michaela goes. There is a throw. It's not in time. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 down. Michaela on second.
Well, that puts the runner another in scoring position with just 1 out.
Yes, it does. That's a...
Batter kind of had to back out of that one a little bit without being there for another strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Hell, now they got 2 and 2 up there.
2 and 2.
Well, strike number 3, and they got him.
Out, but here comes a train.
That's not a train, that's a plane. That's one of them C-17s that coming out of Fort Pickett.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, they're doing touch and goes.
Okay. Sounds like it's landing here.
And that first pitch with a strike.
This is William Foster. He's got a 1 strike on him.
Yeah, it's 1 and 1. This
1 and 1. Okay, 1 and 1, 2 down.
That brings the count 1 and 1 with 2 outs. Foster kind of looks back on that one and just saying, hooking up, what are you calling?
Exactly. I feel the same way.
That'll bring the count 2 balls and 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strike. There's the pitches in the dirt into the fence. And Michaela hustles down to third. Throw is not down and not in time. She's coming home, and she will stand up. Another run for Michaela, making it 7-1 here in the top of the third.
And you got 3 balls of 1 strike on your batter.
Right.
Well, that's kind of like the double whammy there.
Make that ball 4. And Hunter Russell is going to come on down, and that's going to bring up William Foster.
And there goes the train. So we had a
C-17
and
automobile now come by.
Ooh, what was that? That was a ball high.
Umpire doesn't help us out much on the call, and at this angle it's hard to tell sometimes.
Well, I usually get over there and guess a little bit. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
There you go.
1 ball and no strikes now.
We'll go with that way then. We got 2 balls and no strikes on the scoreboard, and we're talking it out here. Ian's trots back to the hill.
Well, things are starting to quiet down as far as outside noise coming in.
Here we go. Inge, high leg kick, throws, swings, and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down, and 1 on. Way high. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Hit, please.
I tell you. Pitch is in there, and he lost him. That's going to be a base on balls, and that's going to put runners on first and second.
Yeah, Barry, this is what we talked about earlier. This is what they don't want to do. The game's getting a little bit late. You're behind 6 runs, and you got 2. Now you done walked 2 men, got 2 men on.
Right. And they only play an hour and 15 minutes on school nights, so everything is coming into play rather quickly. Mr. Inge and the catcher talk it over for a minute.
And it's time for let stations identify themselves. This is the Southside Sports Radio Network.
And we're back. That last pitch was a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Mr. Inge laboring a little bit here. 2 runners on. Swing and a miss. When he's good, he's good. But when he's off, he's off. There's no middle ground here. But
well, that happens.
That does happen. And like I said, this is the first time he's pitched. So, I mean, actually, he hasn't done a bad job. 1 run had scored, but I mean, he got out of the first inning with no run scoring on him and walked a couple. But here we go. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down.
Another high one.
Another high one. So that makes it 3-1.
And a walk is going to load up the bases.
Yeah. Somebody on third? I don't see anybody on third.
Well, you got runners on first and second.
That's right,
so
yeah.
A walk is going to load the bases up.
That's right. And
that will happen.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, buddy.
And that loads them up. And it doesn't get good because that will bring up Tyler Borum.
Yeah, the sadness of sorrow. I mean,
Ben Atkins drew a walk there. Got a little behind with all of the thing. This does bring up Tyler Borum. And there's Caught it! How about that?
That was a high fly ball. And actually the left fielder came up and was able to get him.
And that was a very big out for him because that would have, with the bases loaded, that would have cleared him out and put this one basically out of reach.
So with bases loaded and with, that's a third out, 3 men left on base. As we go to the bottom of the third, it's 7-1 in favor of Eppes Supply. We shall be back right after this from Accounting Surgeons.
These are not your ordinary doctors. They are the accounting surgeons. Allow them to show you the personal attention it takes in order to receive every single deduction you deserve. The accounting surgeons and crew are here for you all year long, not just January to May. Whether you need tax preparation, payroll work, or bookkeeping services, call the accounting surgeons today. 434-538-0595. They offer very reasonable rates along with their year-round service with a smile, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. The accounting surgeons are here for you. Phone 434-538-0595.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
Okay, we're back here at 7-1 now. Eppes Supply leading.
And Tyler Borum still on the mound. And this is going to bring up, trying to see. Like I said, we don't have our statistician with us today, so.
Yeah, we miss Robbie.
Yes, we do. I certainly do. He's very informative and helps me out because I can't remember all this stuff. I really can't.
Robbie's actually in California on the job.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. You got to be somewhere. That's not a bad place to be. All right.
So he's having fun in the sun.
You think so?
Actually, he's having fun. In one of those X-ray rooms. What he does.
Is that what he does? Yeah.
Yep.
I believe you told me he set the one up I had to use one time. So.
Yep.
All right, here we go. And I'm going to try to find out who this is for us at the plate. But here's the first pitch, and it's down for a ball.
Is that Rashaw?
I believe it.
Make them be held.
I don't know.
Kind of looks like it.
It could be Antonio Fitzgerald, but I'm not sure. We'll hear hopefully in a second or two. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he was going after that one. That was for sure on a 1 ball and no strikes, man. He wanted to hit that ball.
Yes, he did. Swing and a miss. Tyler Borum pulls the ring again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here we go. Here's the money pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Well, again, here comes the 2 Tylers. We saw Tyler White earlier for Eppes, and now here comes Tyler Borum for Eppes, and he's pitching a good game. That sat right on down in there.
Yes, it did. Borum on the mound. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss.
Well, that brings a crowd that's kind of was asleep a little bit up to a little bit of life. See him put on a pitching show.
Right. That was high for a ball. Excuse me, high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. A short batter. He's got to bend his back to get this one. It amazes me the difference in the size of these players.
Oh, that one was close.
That was close.
Yep.
But it's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down.
So we're looking at a 1-1 count. No, not anymore.
Not anymore. I believe that is going to be. That's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down. Here's the pitch from Borum. Swing and a miss, and he went down.
The thing is, he went down on that pitch was way high. And he needed one of them springboard roller skates to be able to get that one. That one was very, very high.
But with 2 down, it brings up. We're going to get it. Excuse me. That first pitch was in there for a ball. Tyler gets set. That's a little low. But they call it a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, I think that's what it is. We got 1 strike on the scoreboard, nothing else, but 1 down. And here's the pitch from Borum. He's hit hard, but it's gonna.
It's in.
It's in there. Pretty hit. All the way. He's going for 2. There's the pitch in. He's safe. It gets into center field. If he gets up, he's going for 3. And here he goes. And he's standing up.
Ball, Tyler, get the ball.
This time, Tom Inge made sure he pointed down the second and says, "You don't go nowhere."
That's right.
Do not go nowhere on that.
That's right. Well, got a double that ended up a triple, but it's still 2 outs. This is Malik Jones at the plate. Swing and a miss to Malik. Brings up no balls, 1 strike, 2 down, and a runner on third for Malik Jones, the center fielder. Here is the pitch from Borum. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Malik.
This is what Eppes just wants to do all game long. They've been full control as far as on the pitching and the batter goes.
And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Struck out for the third out. And the score is Eppes Supply 7, Pannells logging 1. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Like Japan and India, and 20% can't even find the Pacific Ocean. That's why we created MyWonderfulWorld.org. It's part of a free National Geographic-led campaign to give our kids the power of global knowledge. Go to MyWonderfulWorld.org to learn more and get your free parent and teacher action kits. It's a wonderful world.
The best stuff ever.
Brought to you by Radio Shack.
I need a new phone, so I'll go to Radio Shack, take their advice, and buy a Sony Ericsson Z750 with AT&T service. It has a 2-megapixel camera, FM radio, and a web browser, so I can surf the internet. And then one day at a car dealership, I'll find the price of a car too high, but the salesman won't agree, and he'll throw me a challenge and he'll give me the car for free if I find it for cheaper, so I'll use the internet on my phone, find it for cheaper, and get it for free. And I'll owe it all to Radio Shack.
Don't just buy stuff.
Do stuff.
See your local Radio Shack dealer at Southside Electronics, Blackstone Square Shopping Center.
And we're back. And smiles all around. The game has been called due to time limit. Eppes Supply hung on for a 7-1 victory to remain undefeated and in sole possession of first place in the minor leagues. Tyler Bourne finished up the game. So a Tyler got the win. I'm pretty sure it was going to be Tyler White if you look at the stat book. But good effort from both sides in the Tyler connection. Pannells came up short again, but they did get a run in. Had a man on third when they made the third out. So
And
we'll never know.
Well, that's going to be doing it. I'm going to go ahead and be getting up there with my team.
All right.
And,
Well, good luck, Coach.
And we will talk to you in just a little bit.
All right.
And so at the anyway, final score 7-1. Eppes Supply wins. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Stay tuned. We got game number 2 coming right up.
All right.